So this has just started happening. It won't start. Had to go and rescue my daughter the other day. Sadly, her little car stopped working. And she literally went into a shop, put the key in the ignition, went to turn it. So all the lights come on the dash, but there's no crank. And I thought, well, it must be a flat battery, right? Took my diagnostic, had a quick look at the voltage. Voltage was fine, 12.7 volts. I did try and jump start it anyway, no joy at all. And I checked various fuses as well. And there's a couple of fuses, big fat yellow ones that I've looked up, which are linked with the starting, and it's just here. This slides up, and it's these two fellas here. They look good, contacts look clean. And so does that one. And there's another fuse, which is on the left side, passenger side in the UK. And it might be behind a glove box. It depends which model you've got. For me, I can access it. There's a little ducat here. And the one you're looking for is the second one up. It's this little 5 amp here. Long nose pliers comes in very handy. Don't drop it. And that looks good. So we need to investigate a little further. Let me put this back first. I know the respective fuses are all good. And my gut feeling was, there's got to be a loose connection somewhere, because why would it work 10 minutes before she went into the shop and then just suddenly stop? If it was the starter motor starts to sound tired over a period of months. And the starter before was sounding okay. When you turn the key, it was it was fine. So I thought it's got to be a loose connection. So I actually ended up bump starting it. Car started right up. So my gut feeling is it's got to be a loose connection. So let's bump start the car. Fortunately, I live on a hill. So I'll show you how to bump start a car. Why not? I can do it with one person. I don't need somebody behind me pushing it. So this is first of all how you bump start the car. Then I'll get it on ramps, and I'm going to get underneath and have a look at the main connections on the back of the starter. So when you bump start a car, all you're doing is getting the engine to turn over with the inertia or the momentum once you've got the car rolling. So as I said, I live on a bit of a hill. So put your clutch in, put it into first. You can actually do it in second as well, but first is okay. And just start rolling. And when you get to about sort of 3 or 4 miles an hour, bring the clutch up quickly, and hopefully we'll get the car to come to life. Let's do it. Come on, move. Move. Oh, here we go, here we go. I better not hit my Mercedes in front there. All right, there we go. I don't know what speed we're doing because nothing's on the dash. And now we got to about 5 miles an hour. In first gear, foot on the clutch, lift the clutch quick. Ha ha ha! We've got life in the car. Right, okay, I'll drive it back round. But you can see that the fact that it starts right up, everything's good, battery's good, there's no actual warning lights on the dash. And when I plugged in my diagnostic, there was no warning lights that came up on any of the ECUs either. So let's hope that there's a little loose connection somewhere on the solenoid for the starter motor. Maybe the engine earths. I've heard they can be a bit of a troublesome point as well. So I'm going to get it on some ramps and we'll have a little look. I think I'll work in my street. By the way, like my radio parking there's a full install below if you want to know how to install this. Okay, right, leave the engine on because I won't be able to start it if I turn it off. I'll get some ramps, we'll get underneath it and let's have a little look. this is interesting. Have a look at this. So one of the first things I noticed was, obviously we've got a bit of verdigris, that this is the earth strap, and this connects from the engine to the body of the car, and that's your neggy for the whole of the electrical system on the car. But look at this. This isn't even connected. I don't know if this is an old one. What does that connect to? This earth strap isn't doing anything. It was just tucked behind there like that. It wasn't even connected. I'm going to have to turn the engine off. It's a bit, I don't like doing it when there's belts turning, so I'll have to try and bump start it backwards. The joys. So first thing, let's just connect this back on again. I'm going to connect it to that bottom screw. It's the mount for the gearbox. So I was going to take this earth strap and connect it to that bottom bolt because it was sort of tucked away in there. But thinking about it, common sense, this is an earth strap, this braided cable here, and this is going to the same item. So if I was to mount it onto that screw there, it's going to be exactly the same as if I mounted it onto that bolt up there, which is the proper earthing bolt to the chassis of the car. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to mount it back to the chassis up there. Okay, well that's that earth strap now on properly. On the off chance, let's see if it'll start. Unfortunately not. Let's keep going. So there is the starter motor. I'm going to have a look at these cables just up here. I can see a little bit of corrosion on them. Not the best place to get to it, right underneath the car, but we'll see what we can do. Let's have a look at this small wire there and see if I can have a look at the contacts on that. So just be careful because this is posi and you don't want to be touching the chassis with it. So that's what I'm going to do first, disconnect the battery, and then I know that if I got my socket in here and I go to undo that, I'm not going to touch anything and cause a spark. So the battery is disconnected. This is why it's so important that you disconnect the battery, because if I'm touching this chassis, when I hit against there, there'll be a spark. There's a nut off. So this is the solenoid that powers and puts basically the kick that the starter motor needs, and it will then cause a little spindle to pop out. It's a little cog, and it turns the engine basically. Well, that looks quite good on there. Could probably clean that up a little bit. What they call verdigris there. Sometimes just giving these things a little hit can do it. There's another little screw just here, you can't really see it, it's just buried underneath there. So this main cable here is the one that goes all the way to the starter. I'm just giving it a pull, but just to make sure there's no breaks in that cable, I'm going to just do a little continuity and then put this little cable, then put the other lead down and touch the end of it and see. I can actually reach to it from here. You should get a beep now. Okay, so that cable continuity is good, which means it's sending 12 volts when the battery is connected, obviously, to the starter motor. I'm going to do the same now with that small cable, because I can reach that from here, and let's see if I get a beep. Ah, there's no beep there. But where is that going to? That would be going to a control unit somewhere, wouldn't it? Right, well that's those terminals, wires on the starter motor, the small one, the large one. I clean them all with a little file and a little bit of wire wool as well, just to get them nice and bright and shiny. Put them back on, nice and secure. So let's put the earth of the battery back on again. Let's try turning the key. Genius! My daughter's going to be so happy. You know, back in the day, my first car was a Fiat 127 and I loved it. And it was this little Fiat 127, a 1983, that I learned the joys of the Italian electrics. That and Alfa Romeo, you've got to have a little bit of savviness. They've always been that way. They've always been that. Work on a Mercedes like this one, you'll have no problems at all. It'll be nice and sound, the electrics will be good. Work on Italian cars, a little bit more creativity is needed. So that's all it was. Loose connection. Clean those two terminals. I really hoped this has helped you, by the way, and if it has, please tell me down below. Let's have a little recap. There was that earth strap that was hanging there not doing anything. I'll put that back to where it should be on the chassis. I took off the terminals off the starter motor, gave them a clean, put them back on again. We're all good. Yeah.